Hey everyone, I am really pumped up hearing about the news of the new real-time speech-to-speech model that OpenAI have launched on their dev day just 1 or 2 days back. I'm sure you have heard of it, and after hearing the news, I have been exploring the news to find different ways to test the model because it was still not available in my OpenAI account. And I have now find out the absolute free way you can test this model and the API and create your application. And that's what we are going to explore in this video. So without wasting any more time, let's go and deep dive into the tutorial.
Connecting you to the Note Together AI assistant. Please hold. Agent is online now. You may begin your conversation now.
Hey, I heard you have launched an SaaS course. What is the price and why should I buy it?
Oh, you heard right. Our AI-powered Ultimate SaaS Development course is a fantastic opportunity for anyone looking to dive into the world of SaaS development.
OpenAI Dev Day. Wow, what a day, man. What a time comes. The AI space is just going so fast that when I am recording one video, there is so many other news and so many other things are happening. It's just really getting difficult to catch up and test everything. However, I'm just going to go through really quickly about what happened in the OpenAI Dev Day. I'm sure you have already heard of it, so that's why I'm not going to go a lot of details. So in the dev day, they have actually announced 4 really important feature and models for developers, and all the 4 news are really interesting. For me personally, I am more pumped up because of the introduction of the real-time API and the prompt catching feature, but I'm also going to talk about these two really quickly. Okay, so if you haven't heard of OpenAI Dev Day news yet, so let me just quickly open the thread. So first is the real-time API. So in the real-time API, what they have now came up with is now you can use this new model, which is the real-time audio preview model, where you can actually send a voice and you get a voice in response. So earlier, like in my own open source Naughty AI project, which I have created for the sales agent, I had to do like get the Twilio transcription, run it through an AI service, get the response and send it to, let's say, 11 labs to get a text to speech output, and then kind of stream it via the Twilio API. Now with this release, I don't have to do any of those things. I can literally just use this model, send the whatever voice input that user is saying over the phone directly to OpenAI, and I'll get the voice response within a few seconds. That is the best thing. So the latency will be much reduced, and I have actually tested it, which I'm going to show you later in the video. This is really working very fast. The latency is really reduced, and it has opened up so much possibilities. They have actually shown you few of the possibilities here, like one of the video is here, and I'm really glad they have used my name as well. So that is one more good thing that they have done. Thank you, OpenAI. Anyway, kidding. There have been other example. I'm not going to go through that. Please go to this link and see all this example yourself, and let me know in the comment what all idea that you are going to build with this API. This is really awesome news. The only thing which is a big downside is it's a costly API at the moment by the looks of it, but it's not really that much costly if you think about the real business use case, because when I was using my Naughty AI project as well, I was spending almost like 40 cents per call, even with all the latency and everything and all the API provider and everything. This is costing me approximately 30 cents, like 4.06 per minute of audio input and 24 per audio output, which is like around 30 cents per minute of interaction. So that means what we have to do is we have to really ensure in my assistant that it actually do the flow of this sequence of conversation in a really compact and brief way, so that we don't incur a lot of cost. But the response structure and everything is really good, and it is also multilingual, so that means it can understand different languages. I'm not sure if it can also speak out different language. That is something need to check out. And the other thing is, it says that it will also support function call, but I haven't found out any real example yet. If I get to know about it, I'll definitely create another video on it. Okay, Also, here this says that this is going to be rolled out to all paid developers, but it is still not available in my OpenAI account. I have checked it, since last evening. I could not see this rolled out for me. If it is rolled out for you, please let me know in the comment again. And you can actually use their example in the website itself. I'll attach the link as well in this video. You can use those and create your own application and test it. Okay. Now, this is one of the news. The other news was about prompt catching. I'm going to go through the prompt catching again. So why prompt catching is really important? Because this is going to actually reduce a lot of the cost. For example, we send a lot of system context and or maybe the context of the conversations with every API call. That's what I was doing in my project as well. Like if I open my project quickly, so if you see this prompt.py, that contains all my prompt, and you see these prompts, these are like really huge prompt, and this also contains conversation history and all the other variable that might also pick up a lot more tokens or eat up a lot more tokens and end up a lot of cost. So I think with prompt caching, you can actually reduce that. So first time you're going to send in a, let's say in any conversation, you're going to send the first system context, and it will basically remember or cache the system context so that the next following calls, you don't need to incur any API cost, and they are managing it. So I think somewhere they have said it that, yeah, as a developer or as an application owner, you don't have to change anything in your application. So yeah, it says if you reuse prompts with common prefixes, we will automatically apply the prompt caching with discount without requiring you to make any changes to API integration. That means I actually don't need to do anything in my application code to use this feature if I use, let's say, GPT-4o mini model. So with GPT-4o mini, for example, the cost is reducing from 15 cents to 0.075 cents, which is really almost like what 50 to 60% cost saving. And this is also like an awesome news. I'm not sure whether this is available for the real-time API. I don't think so. This is not for the real-time API, but this is also another really good news for us developers. So the third news is now they have introduced the fine tuning of the Vision API. Now I don't generally use the Vision API so far in my applications, but this is also some interesting news that I've seen people are talking about, where you can actually fine tune the model to kind of read through objects in your image that are probably seems like less important. So you can fine tune the model to read all those information. And there have been some example that they have given here. Again, I'm not going to go through detail about that. I'll put this link into the description. So if you want to read a specific feature that you are more interested about, please go through and read through it. That's fine. Okay. And then the fourth thing is they have also enabled model distillation. So the model distillation is also a very interesting feature. It's like, let's say, O1 preview model that does a chain of thought, right? So the other model that you are using in your application may not do that. So you can now actually create a workflow within OpenAI platform to fine tune your lower model like GPT-4o mini or something. What you can do is you can use the preview model and use its input for a particular prompt or particular question or query, and then use the output from one preview model to train the GPT-4o mini model, let's say. So you can actually create this kind of workflow in the OpenAI platform itself, and your GPT-4o mini custom model will get much more fine-tuned, and it will generate a better output as compared to the standard GPT-4o mini model. Again, I haven't gone through this feature in detail, but again, if it is something that interests you, please go through this and have a read about it. Okay. I was more interested in the testing the real-time API and prompt caching. So in this video, I'm going to focus on the real-time API. Okay, so let's go ahead and let me show you how you can access the real-time API, without even having access it in the OpenAI platform. So the way you can do that is through Azure AI. Okay. So using Azure AI, you can actually access this real-time preview model, and I'm going to exactly show you how. So what you can do, I will attach the link of this in the video description. So open the link and click here, create one for free. And once you do that, you should click here, try Azure for free, and set up your Azure account. So if you're using it for first time, you are going to get some credits from Azure to try out all of its API and models that is there in Azure AI portal. Okay. Now once you do that, once you have given all the payment stuff and everything, you will get into the Azure AI Studio. Your Azure AI Studio will look something like this. Okay, now I have actually created all the projects. So let me show you how your Azure AI will look like. So actually now I have created the project, but usually you will not have this project settings and any of this. You will only have model catalog, benchmark, these four options: early access, beta, assistant, and chat. You will not have any other options here. You will have access to tools and components, but you will not have access to any other thing. So what you need to do first thing is, it will actually ask you, because I have already done that, it's not showing me, but as you try it, make sure you are on the free tier. So they will ask you to create a subscription first. So create a subscription, and you will be creating a free subscription first. Okay, this is subscription 1, is like the free subscription. There is nothing that will actually cost you anything here. Okay, so you have this kind of services which are free, and you also get like $200 of free credit for 30 days. So make sure to use that for fine tuning or whatever service you want to use. Okay, and then you come back here and you create a project. Once you create the subscription, you create a project, and once you create the project, you go to this model catalog. Okay, and then you go to GPT-4o Real-Time preview, as you can see that, and you can click deploy. Now I'll just click deploy, and once you click deploy, it will give you the deployment name. Oh, my internet seems to be a bit slow now. Yeah, as you can see, this is how the model will look like. You just need to click customize, and based on your location, you need to select the location. So at the moment, you only have 2 locations where you have these 2 model available. One is East US 2, and another is Sweden Central, because now I am based on Europe. So for me, the closest location is Sweden. So I have already selected Sweden Central and created my project or deployed this model. But for you, if it is US, then, or if your nearby country is US, then please select East US 2 and then click create resource and deploy. Okay, once you do that, it will take few minutes of time and it will deploy. Once this is deployed inside your project, you will have these options enabled: the real-time audio, the images completion, all this stuff will be enabled for you after that. Okay, so again, the steps are: you do the free registration first, then you create the subscription, then you create the resources. Again, that all will be coming one after another. I could not show you because I have already done it. I'm so sorry for that. But if you're stuck in any issues, please come to the community and ask me with screenshot what should I do or something, and I'll definitely help you out there. And then all you have to do is create a project and then deploy a model. Okay, all these 5 steps, I'm probably going to write it up in the screen or in the instruction document in the project so that you have some reference. And then once you have this setup, your deployment is done, you can come here, real-time audio, and you can actually test it here. For example, if I just test it using the microphone here, your assistant, that, let's just give it some context. Okay, so I'm just giving your assistant that always responds in a fun way, and just save it, continue, and then just to start listening. Hey, how are you? So it's just listening to me and responding. I'm not sure if you're able to hear it or not, but you can actually test it right over here. And then if you want to actually test the API, they officially say they don't support WSS, but I know they support WSS because I have myself tested this, and frankly, if they are supporting HTTPS, most likely they will also support WebSocket, because WebSocket is built on top of HTTPS. Okay, so what you need to do is just go to settings, and as you go to settings, you will see few of the resources that is deployed for you. Now what we need to do is just use this particular, the last one, the one which says AI services in Sweden Central. If you have hosted on US East 2, you will see that they are US East 2, and if you click it there, you will see the endpoint. So just note this endpoint. This is what you would need to test the API, and then you need to also copy this API key. This is what also you would need to test the model. Okay, the other way you can find out very easily is if you go to the real-time API, just right click, do inspect, and go to the network tab. Okay, and go to the network tab, and And here I'll just say, hey, what's up? Okay, so as you see this particular API, this is what is actually getting you the response. Okay, so here you can see, if you see the general, you see this is calling on WSS. So I knew that they were supporting WSS, and this is the request URL. As you can see, it's also showing my API key. Oh, I have to actually delete this API key now. But yeah, anyway, what I was trying to say is they support WSS, and we will use exactly this URL to create our app and test it. So let's go ahead and create our application and very quickly just test this. So let's start create our project and use the API, and let's see if we can use Azure AI API to make it work for our application. So let's first create a folder first, and we'll go inside this. Actually, let me open this folder. Yep. So we have opened the folder. So first step, we will just initiate an npm project here. Okay, so our project is initiated. We open the package.json and we just add it here as like type module. So in the next step, we'll install few of this module. So just quickly do the installation. Okay, so everything is installed now. Now let's first create server.js. And this is my server.js looks like. So basically we are going to use the Fastify module, and we will use the WebSocket using Fastify WebSocket. So in server.js, we're just going to start the server. Now let's define a config.js, fig.js, and the config.js basically contains everything related to the configuration. So for example, we also need an .env file. So here we will specify the OpenAI API key. I will show you later how to get the API key. We do not have the OpenAI established yet, but we will use the Azure AI OpenAI API key here. And this is our WebSocket URL. I'll also show you how to get this URL and stuff. Now let's create our root.js. This root.js contains all the incoming routes. So we have two routes. One is incoming call and one is the media stream endpoint. So incoming call is when you call the Twilio number, it will come to this particular endpoint, and then this will actually say this particular response, and after that it will connect to the media stream endpoint. Okay, how it is connecting is here. So we are basically connecting with this media stream endpoint after the call arrives to the incoming call. Okay, and then finally what we have to do is to define this handle media stream function. So for that, we'll create another JS file, and this contains all the logic around the WebSocket functions, how to handle different error and different session states and everything. So this is all handled in the media stream. Okay, so everything is set. Now I think all we need to do is test this. So to test that, first thing first is because we do not have access to the OpenAI API model yet, so we are leveraging the Azure AI OpenAI. So I have already done the deployment. I have already shown you how you can do that. So as you have done that, you can just go to your project and go to settings, and here you will see all the services that are available to you, the API services. Because we have deployed our model, the real-time voice-to-voice model into Suite and Central. We'll just click here, and this is the URL. So if you see in the code, we are using WSS because we want to have a WebSocket connection running. Here we are specifying the model name and the API version. So this is the model name and this is the API version, and this is the URL. This is the same URL as, which is the OpenAI API standard as it is shown in the OpenAI documentation I have shown you earlier. To get the API key, we just copy this API key and we come here and we set the API key there. I think my setup is ready. We can actually quickly do a test. So I'll update the step-by-step instruction before I upload the code. So what I need to do is enable another terminal, and I'm just going to run in grok http 5050 Why 5050? Because if you see in the server.js, we are using the server port as 5050. You can set any other port, just run it. And this is the public. Oh, so this is the public URL. And I need to go to Twilio and go to the phone number that I use for testing. I have around $2 balance left. And here I'm just going to update the URL, the ngrok URL, and just save the configuration so that when I call the Twilio number, it will redirect it to that particular endpoint. Now ngrok is running, so everything is set up. All we have to do is go to the package.json, and instead of this script, I'll just remove that and add this script. So this will basically, if I do npm start, it will start the server.js. So our server will be started. So now I will issue npm start. So it has thrown an error. I think because I have named it wrong. It should be roots.js. I don't know why it's still saying this. So apparently I haven't imported the required .env module. So now it is started and it is on 5050. So let's give it a test. So I'm going to call this number. That's my Twilio number.
You have a trial account. You can remove this message at any time by upgrading to a full account. Press any key to execute your code. Connecting you to the Know Together AI assistant. Please hold. Agent is online now. You may begin your conversation now.
Hey, I heard you have launched an SaaS course. What is the price and why should I buy it?
Oh, you heard right. Our AI-powered ultimate SaaS development course is a fantastic opportunity for anyone looking to dive into the world of SaaS development with a cutting-edge AI spin. The price is set at an incredibly reasonable $499, especially considering the wealth of knowledge and hands-on experience you'll gain. As for why you should buy it, let me give you a few reasons. Up-to-date content. The course covers...
Okay, as you can see, I'm able to communicate with it, although I am limited by the number of tokens, and this is not fine-tuned to be a sales agent. I have to convert that. So I'm really excited that I'm now going to use this for my Naughty AI sales agent project. And by the way, regarding the course, it's not $499. It's just $26.99 at 60% discount at the moment. So if you're really interested to know more about an end-to-end SaaS journey, check the link below and grab the course before the price goes higher. But yeah, regarding this particular code, I will share this code. So again, click the link below and get the code and maybe try out this for absolutely free. You don't have to even spend a penny on it to test this voice-to-voice OpenAI API. So let's move to the next section where I'll just put my opinion and we'll end the video. Okay, so now I am at the end of this tutorial and I hope you have really learned some value from it. If yes, please like the video and make sure to subscribe to the channel. I just want to remind you that I have now pre-launched a SaaS course where I will go through end-to-end SaaS journey process, and you can actually grab that at 60% discount. Yes, the 70% discount is gone, and from now onwards every week that discount will go even lower. So if you are interested to launch your SaaS, your dream idea, I'm just going to go through the entire process, step by step, and using an SOP that will force you to take action. So please make sure to get that course at the absolute lowest price that you can ever get it. So grab it, and I hope to see you in the community. Make sure to join the community as well. So that's it for today. I'm really pumped up with this real-time API. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up my open source Naughty AI project, and I'm going to actually go there and update the Naughty AI project to use the real-time API as soon as I have got access through the OpenAI platform. And I'm going to update you on that. So stay tuned, subscribe to the channel for this kind of videos, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.